grinding every day. Long hours, no backup, no accountability. That ends now. The Empower Solopreneur Mastermind gives you one simple advantage: a weekly power session that turns isolation into domination. Every Friday morning on Zoom, you'll get real coaching and real feedback to make real moves. Join a group of driven professionals in a program designed for solopreneurs and people working at home. Stop getting stuck. Start scaling. Seats are limited. Lock in yours today at modernobserver.com/empower-mastermind.
Ukraine peace talks resume. Another step towards avoiding a government shutdown. The sale of TikTok is finalized, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Trilateral talks between Ukraine, Russia, and the United States are expected to be held in the United Arab Emirates, Ukrainian President Zelensky said Thursday. I think that it will be the first trilateral meeting in Emirates. It will be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, Zelensky said as he spoke at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Zelensky said, Russia has to be ready for compromises, not just Ukraine, noting that both Kiev and Moscow are in a difficult situation at this point in the almost 4-year-long war. Zelensky blasted Europe in his speech at Davos, accusing the continent of not doing enough to stop Putin. The Ukrainian president said, Europe loves to discuss the future, but avoids taking action today. 7 Democrats voted with Republicans on Thursday to pass a Department of Homeland Security spending bill, despite opposition from their own leadership over unmet demands for additional guardrails on immigration and customs enforcement operations. The DHS bill will be bundled alongside 3 other spending bills, totaling a combined $1.2 trillion in federal spending. The entire package's passing is a significant step towards averting a government shutdown come January 30th. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives voted on 2 separate packages on Thursday afternoon. One groups together 3 spending bills to fund the Departments of War, Education, Labor, Transportation, and Health and Human Services. The second is a standalone bill funding DHS, which includes ICE. A majority of House Republicans banded together on Thursday to defeat a bipartisan war powers resolution that could have restricted President Donald Trump from taking future military action in Venezuela. The House GOP managed to defeat the measure with its razor-thin majority in a victory for Speaker Mike Johnson and the White House. The resolution failed in a 215 to 215 vote, falling short of securing a majority needed to succeed. Only 2 Republicans, Representative Thomas Massie of Kentucky and Representative Don Bacon of Nebraska, voted in favor of the package. The U.S. and China on Thursday signed off on a TikTok U.S. spin-off deal that will allow the short-form video app to continue to operate in the United States by addressing concerns about its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, a White House official confirmed. The new TikTok U.S. joint venture, featuring a mostly American investor group led by Oracle and Silver Lake, was revealed last month when TikTok CEO Shou Chew told employees in an internal memo that the company had signed agreements to create the new entity. He said in the memo that the new entity would address U.S. lawmakers' concerns about the Chinese government's ability to use its influence over ByteDance to harness the platform for propaganda or to access the data of the platform's 170 million American users. Under the terms of the agreement, ByteDance will have a nearly 20% stake in the new U.S. entity, while 15% stakes in the venture will go to Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX. The new entity is expected to be governed by a board with a majority of its directors from the U.S. The Federal Communications Commission warned TV broadcasters Wednesday that daytime and late night talk shows must give equal time to opposing political candidates, reversing a 2006 decision that exempted shows like The Tonight Show from such requirements. The agency said it has not been presented with evidence that current late night or daytime talk show interviews qualify for a newscast exemption, adding that programs motivated by partisan purposes would not be entitled to an exemption. Hard news TV newscasts don't have to offer equal time. FCC Chair Brendan Carr said networks have assumed their talk shows qualify as genuine news programs, even when motivated by purely partisan political purposes. The decision means shows such as ABC's The View or Stephen Colbert's The Late Show could be required to provide equal opportunities if requested. That's the Raw Naked Truth for January 23rd, 2026. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.